Okay, I keep almost dropping the camera, so I'm like holding it with both my hands. If you see me shaky, it's because I was just filming another video about a dream I had from the Lord. And I've only had a few dreams from God in my life that at least I can remember, but yeah, the last video I filmed was kind of powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna tell another story and share my experience of a dream I had from God. Which one do I want to say next? Okay, so the last like few I had were very close, like a few months within each other. And this was when I was thinking about filming YouTube videos again and stuff. This kind of came up, and I was like regaining hope for everything I was going to do in the future with my life and serving God and things like that. And okay, so this one is kind of weird. I remember the really important part. What I don't remember is how, I don't know how I knew what was going on in this dream. It was crazy. So the last video I filmed talked about when God like was raising me up out of the bed and putting me back down and saying, go follow him. That was the first like real dream I ever had from God. And this next one, okay, so I was in my bed, but it was so clean. It was almost like a hotel room, like how clean and neat it was. And I was laying in this bed, and it was as if like it was a hospital bed or one of those beds that raise up and like move around. But the whole like mattress came up with like this box springs and everything. And it was big. It was kind of white with a tan, like I was in a room with this big window. Kind of looked like my kitchen. I have like this big window. And the bed was white, like the sheets and stuff. The walls were tan, and there was this big window, and it was nighttime, and there were stars outside. And I was laying in bed, and all I remember, it was so short. God, and I knew it was God, and I don't know how I knew it was God, but he moved the bed because I wasn't facing the window. The window was to my side. He moved the bed, turned it, and lifted it. So I'm like slightly in the air, but like I'm laying flat like this. And I was looking, and I was like, what's going on? And I was like, what's going on? Because there was this window, and the window was closed, but you could see out of it so clearly. And I didn't hear God or anything, but I said, you're about to launch me. And I woke up immediately. And I almost said it like a question and a realization at the same time. It was so wild. And I was like, you're going to launch me? What does that mean? And like I said, it was around the time I had decided to start filming YouTube videos again and stuff like that. And I don't know how I knew anything that was happening in that dream and how I knew it was from God, but I did. And it made me start to prepare myself to go after more in my life. And after that, everything started to change. And there's one more dream that I think is really odd and really beautiful. So I was watching this video, I think it was Marcus Rogers, and he was talking about, it was either him or Chelsea. There's another YouTuber named Chelsea. I can't think of her last name. I think it starts with a B. But he was talking about how he had a dream where Jesus was just like washing him with his blood. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Sorry, I keep burping. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I had coffee. I'm not editing that out because I don't care. But he was talking about that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I had gone to sleep. It was either that night or the next night that this happened, but I was running in a field in my dream, and all of a sudden from heaven, this like, it looked like fruit punch, a waterfall of fruit punch is the best way that I can describe it. And I was running, and I didn't know why I was running. I had a feeling that it was the end of the world, or close to, and I was just like fighting, and I didn't know if I could keep going. And this waterfall of blood, and I knew it was Jesus's blood, and it was a ton, had just like completely poured out all over me, like head to toe, top to bottom, everything was covered, but I wasn't wet. And I stopped running because I was running, and it was like, okay. And I looked up to heaven and I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I knew who that was from. And I knew that he had cleansed me with his blood and made me new. And then I was able to keep going. I just started running again. And I still don't really know what it means, but I know that I'm just not supposed to give up, I guess, if that makes sense. And those two were a lot shorter than the last one because there was a lot leading up to the last video I filmed, but at least there was a lot leading up to the dream that happened in that. But I just wanted to share those because it's kind of cool, like, that God does that. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. And if you had any dreams from the Lord, just let me know, because I think they're really interesting. And I hope that I do have more. It's not really my decision, but I hope that I do, because it's something you remember forever. And I know I'll never forget the things I've dreamt from God. So yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. Be blessed, you guys. Bye.